I think, definitely the biggest kind of hit that we've had in the past couple of years is that we lost our house in a fire in San Francisco. And it was a beautiful home that we'd really kind of built up for a number of years and had established ourselves in the community and made a lot of friends, a lot of connections artistically. And then the house burned down one day and we lost everything. My wife lost all of her paintings. I lost a lot of my art. We lost all of our clothes, all of our baby stuff, a lot of pictures, a lot of my shooting equipment. And so it was a really kind of horrible, tragic experience. But in the end, we decided we had the choice of either kind of mucking around in that depressing setting and just accepting that we'd had a bad event, or we could try to do something else. And so we took the opportunity of no longer having an apartment that we had to pay rent on, and we got an RV, and we took off with our 6-month-old baby for a year-long trip around America in a motorhome. And it was awesome. It was, not many people in their 30s have the opportunity to just go travel around with their family in a motorhome, seeing all the national parks and meeting people and trying different foods and seeing different cultures. And, I really think that fire was one of the coolest things artistically to happen to us in the last 10 years because it gave us an opportunity to just break out of our routines and our shells and really live. So, incredibly cool experience having our house burned down.
Oh, ça sent bon, ouais.
My name is Ian Padgham. I am a visual artist and a video artist. So Claire and I were living as artists in France, and my visa had expired, so we moved back here. Then we decided we wanted to stay here, so we got married, and we were both working as artists in the Mission. We were doing various art projects and galleries. I really like about short videos like Vine or Instagram videos, or making animated GIFs or GIFs, or however you want to say it, is that it's short enough to not really need to put too much pre-thought into it. And I really actually like doing kind of stream of consciousness animation. So if it's a claymation thing, I'll start off with a ball of clay and just kind of let it do whatever happens and see what comes out. If I'm drawing, I'll have stuff that kind of morphs in the drawing, not knowing what it's going to be or where it's going to go. And it's a really fun way to create, to not try to have to limit yourself or storyboard stuff out to know where you're going, to just kind of let your mind roam and see what happens. It's a cool way to produce. I think the democratization of creativity has been a huge trend over the last 5 to 10 years. Technology, thanks to apps that have come out and enabled people, anyone who has a phone, to be artistic. And I also think that there's a lot to be said about being liberated from having just too many bells and whistles around you. I know that I will still catch myself occasionally when I get a new camera or a new gadget that I can film with. I'll get so caught up on how I'm going to use it or how I'm going to use a new feature in After Effects that I've discovered that I totally forget about the story, I forget about the art, to the detriment of whatever I'm creating. And oftentimes, we are at our most creative point when we have, said, only pen and paper or, a couple sticks and some sand in front of us. When you have nothing impeding your brain, that's when it's at its best. And when you have too much technology and gadgetry, you lose the forest through the woods. There is actually no secret. It doesn't matter where you went to school, it doesn't matter how good you sound, it doesn't matter who you know. All that really matters in this business is hustle. If you go up there and you try everything you can, you take every gig that comes to you, and you get rejected and you keep trying, that is the key to success. And so what happened was I really took that to heart, and I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna make a Vine every day before I go to work. I'm not gonna care if it looks good or not, I just have to post something. It was that moment of realizing that you don't need to make the Sistine Chapel to have success. What you need to do is just have a daily, consistent output of content. I think the lesson from that and all the other stuff that's happened to myself and then my wife over the past is that you can't really control anything that happens to you. The only thing you can control is how you react. And so, honestly, some of the best stories that we've had and some of the greatest moments have come out of catastrophe or bad moments. And just being able to know that you always have to get back up and keep going is really how you have some of the best times of your life. So I don't want to actively search out bad things, but I definitely seem to be consistently able to bounce back from bad stuff, and it's always great. So hopefully it continues to be that way if bad stuff happens again.